So my name is Lourdes Flores, and I'm director of Adelante. We have been today. We had our community forum, a plan or a celebration of our strategic planning that we have been working with for about already in since February, more or less.
And I know today was also partly a celebration, 35 years.
That is correct. We have been serving our community for 35 years, and which is very proud to be able to celebrate. And what a good way to do that, through this community forum. Very excited of all the years that we have been, in the front of serving our people in the colonias.
Remind us where your 4 centers are. You've got 4 centers around Hidalgo County.
Yes, throughout this year we're focusing more in the Hidalgo County. So we're serving in the areas of Las Milpas, which is the original center where Arise began back in '87. Then we have another service center in Arise Muñiz, that's in South Tower area. And then a third one in Colonia Muñiz, that is north of Alamo. And then the 4th service center is in Hargill, the area of Hargill. That's another, it's a pretty rural area that we're serving those communities there. Mm-hmm.
And how big is your membership?
Well, we're not a membership community or an organization, but we do serve close to 1,000 families per year. That is, throughout the different semesters that we have in the spring, in the summer, and in the fall, we're able to serve approximately those 1,000 families.
And of those 1,000 families, how many of them live in the colonias or in the subdivisions outside of the city, and how many are in the city, incorporated in a city?
Yes, so the big majority of the families that we serve are people from the colonias. We welcome people to come and from the cities or people from other places to come and participate in the events, in the programs. And but I would say about 10% of the families we serve come from outside cities, or from other cities, or from also even other counties. But like the majority of our families that we serve are in the colonias.
The reason I asked that is the other day there was an event, a gathering put on by Futuro RGV, and the forum they held was to look at the work of the Hidalgo County Prosperity Task Force. This task force is looking at ways to reduce the poverty level in Hidalgo County. And what we learned at that event is there are 900 colonias, or more than 900 colonias in Hidalgo County. So I've asked different people at today's event, can you believe that there are that many in Hidalgo?
Yeah, it's really unbelievable. It's something very, wow, challenging to learn or to believe that. But there are a lot of colonias. Sadly, there's also many colonias that still do not have the proper infrastructure. So that's, we know for sure that there's a lot of work, ahead of us. There's a lot of more community work that needs to be done. Unfortunately, that is the situation in Hidalgo County. But I think that as a nonprofit organization, as well as many others that are here in Hidalgo County, we need to be able to commit in collaboration and work together to be able to provide services to all those colonias and to new colonias or new areas that are being developed, because that is not stopping. But we do need to make sure that every colonia that is built or newly built, that it has the proper infrastructure, because then our colonias, our families are the ones struggling and suffering.
Are the number of colonias or subdivisions outside the cities, is that number growing fast? Are there more than there ever were before?
I think there are more than there were before. As we see, and as we're doing visits and we're doing, the outreach, we see a new development. We see new areas. We see, what was used to be a field or crops. We don't see that anymore, and so we can tell right away, like, oh, there's a subdivision or there's a new area being developed and coming up. I think it's a way, or it's a sign of growing, the valley, that how fast it's growing. But again, we need to make sure that all those new areas that are being developed, that they're being strategically planning, that there is proper infrastructure, that there is proper services to those colonias and to the families that are going to be moving into that. And I think that's part of the work that we need to make sure that we do.
At this forum that we attended and we covered, one of the key speakers was Manny Vela, the Vice President of Texas A&M, and he was encouraging everybody in the room to visit colonias, to go and see the difficult situation that the families have there. No running water, no sewer, no electricity in some cases. And perhaps a lot of people in the audience found that hard to believe, that in today's day and age that it's still the case.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know of all the colonial legislation that was filed 30 years ago to address this, the model subdivision rules, etc. But it's still an issue, and Manny was saying. Would you agree with that?
Yes, it's still an issue. It's still happening, a lot of things. We are serving in the area of South Tower, and it's unbelievable. It's hard to believe that even in that areas where we are located, there's still families that have a septic tank. You know, so it is so unfortunate that happens. And I often wonder, or I ask my coworkers, like, how did that happen, or how is it that 3-4 colonias in the middle of many others that already have proper drainage or proper sewer, they still have those septic tanks. So it's obvious that there's still a lot more colonias that, again, they need the proper infrastructure. Now, I do invite people that, it's not only a matter of driving by the colonias, come and visit those families, come and reach out to those organizations like ourselves and many others, but like that are there, that are right, and that work on a daily basis to those families. Come and visit us, give us a call. We're ready to be able to show you around and take you to the colonias, take you to the people, and hear directly from them, their situation in the colonias, and their struggles, their daily struggles. So it's important. Again, they need to hear from them directly.
So you would welcome the Hidalgo County Prosperity Task Force to get in touch with you, make an appointment, come over, so you can show them around and get them to have one-on-one conversations with the families.
Yes, most definitely.
They learn a lot?
They will learn a lot, because one of the things is that we have built in all these years that we have been serving the families is that credibility, and we have been established there for many years. So the families, when we go there and we bring the visitors or bring groups to come and hear from them, they will tell them. They won't be shy about letting them know what the struggle is and what their situation is. So please come, give us a call, visit us, and we'll definitely show you around.
Okay, so let's move on to today's event. Tell us more about your strategic plan. Why did you set it up? What are your goals? What's the time frame?
We see that it's important for us from time to time, every some it's 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, to come together and plan and organize. And to this time, with the support of RGB Focus, we were able to connect with Dr. Maria Leonard, and also come together and plan to make this strategic plan and to plan it. We see it that changes, as we see our communities are changed, especially after pandemic. We needed to reconnect with the families. We needed to make this plan, and so it was a good opportunity also to celebrate the 35 years that we have been serving the colonias. So based also on the input that our colonias and our people, community residents have given us, we were able to come up with this plan and continue working on the issues, continue working on the, those issues that were highlighted, such as immigration, health, civic engagement, the infrastructure, the environment, and education. So those are the issues that our community have prioritized, and those are the things that we want to make sure that people are informed, that they're educated, and that they have the tools to be able to advocate for those changes that need to be happen.
So the strategic plan is ready. You've done all the research. You've got the community input. you've had your house meetings. So now you've got a finished document.
We got a finished document. We did a presentation of what we want to be able to continue working with, and we have set our goals and reaching out the colonias and reaching out the families. And always we want to be able to grow and reach out to new areas. There's so much growth happening in the valley, so we want to be able to focus on those new areas, and then also bring forward those leaders that are emerging. Also continue the education and the leadership of the staff. We need to be able to continue forming this strong staff that are ready to be able to train the trainer to be able to move this plan forward.
Well, Lourdes, those are all the questions I had. Have I missed anything out? Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think other than Arise Adelante continues to move forward. We hope to be able to continue serving our community, and those that are out there that they learn about Arise, even though we are in the colonias, we welcome everybody to come and participate.
Thank you so much for today's interview, Lourdes.
Thank you for coming. Mm-hmm.